Hello everybody, my name's Katie, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing part 1 of my makeup collection decluttering, reorganizing series. So basically I'm going to go through my entire makeup collection, go through every single product, and then I'm going to get rid of the stuff that I don't want, and just have a bit of a discussion about whether or not I want to keep it or not, because some things might be a bit difficult for me to decide. I'm going to put this into 3 parts. So in this first part, I'm going to be doing this drawer that you can see here. This has got my primers, my foundations, my concealers, and my powders in it. I think I might go through my brushes over here as well in this video. Haven't decided yet. There is a chest of drawers behind this one that's got contour, bronzers, it's got highlighters, and it's got eyeshadow. In part 2 I'm going to do cheek products, so that would be the contours, the bronzers, highlighters, and blush. My blush is actually in the bottom drawer of this one, but I feel like it just makes sense to do the cheek products in one video. And then I'm going to do eye products in the last one. So in this drawer I've got eyeliners, mascaras, eyebrows, and then as I said in the drawer behind it, hello, there you can see it, there is some eyeshadows in the bottom drawer, and also I've got my lip products on the top over there. I think I'll do that in the cheek product video. I'll put my lips at the end of that one, I think. That's Blackie, my cuddly toy. That's Barry McBareface, and that's Little Ted on him. I'm going to start with my primers, so I'm just going to find a good camera angle, put everything on this little stool that I'm sitting on, and we're just going to go through it, see what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. So I think what I'll do is I'll go through everything first, and then at the end of this part, I'll show you how I've organised it in my drawers. But initially I will just go through products, get rid of what I want to get rid of first. Hopefully that works out, I don't know. This is all my primers here. Some of them are in a basket. I'm just going to empty that basket now. So this is all my primers. There's quite a lot here. To be honest, I feel like the other areas of my makeup is a lot worse than this. This is quite minimal for me. Okay, right, let's just put them all to one side and go through them individually and decide what we gonna keep. This is a primer that I got off of Amazon. It's called Bio Aqua True Isolation Day Protection. I got this last year for my full face off Amazon video, and I really haven't used this much since then. It's okay, it's basically kind of like a moisturizer. It's just a kind of white cream. I don't really think it does much. It feels reasonably nourishing, but it just kind of feels like sunscreen, to be honest. I think I'm gonna get rid of this just because I don't use it, and it doesn't really wow me at all. I'm gonna put everything I'm keeping in here, and then anything else is just going on the floor for now. This one is from a brand called Figs and Rouge, and this is a light reflecting brightening primer and illuminator Hydra Prime, and I got this in a Cohort Beauty box a few months back, and I quite like this. It's kind of an illuminating one. Just so you know, I am going to go through each individual product, so this is going to be a long one. If you were looking more of an overview, this ain't the video. I'm actually going to go through all the products. It is a kind of peachy, illuminaty sort of one. I quite like it. I quite like illuminating primers, so I think I'm going to keep a lot of my illuminating ones. Just generally with primers, I don't really use them too much. I'm trying to kind of change that a bit. I want to start using them more, because, if you've got this many primers, what's the point in having them if you're not using them? There isn't any. So next I've got this NYX Honey Dew Me Up one, which I actually really like this because it's literally putting nectar on your face, and it's really glittery, and it does smell like honey. It smells really nice, and I didn't get this too long ago, so a couple months back. The applicator is a little bit dodgy, it's like a spatula, and it kind of when you have eggs and the friggin' whites just drip everywhere when you're cracking it. That's what this is like. The drip just stays there. It just don't go, which is a bit annoying, but I really like this stuff, so I'm definitely keeping it. I've just realised that I'm going to be talking a lot in this video, so I'm going to need a drink because I don't do well with sustained conversation. This is actually quite exciting for me because I've never done a decluttering video. I've done a makeup collection a year and a half ago, I think I did it, but it wasn't a declutter, it was just literally a makeup collection. So this is the first declutter I've done, and I love watching declutters. They're some of my favourite videos to watch. so I'm quite excited to be filming one for the first time. Obviously, my collection is very minuscule compared to most beauty gurus, but I feel like for an average makeup person that's quite big, but for like a beauty guru, very small. So this next thing is from MUA. It's the Wonder Vanishing Cream Primer. Comes in a little pot. It's like a light pinky colour. It is a cream. I actually quite like this because it's so like soft and velvety. I really love primers like that where you put it on and it like feels like so soft. Honestly, I don't even remember how this performs. Like, does it reduce my pores? Does it help my makeup last longer? I don't know because I haven't used it in a while, but I'm going to keep it because I love how it feels. This next one is from Collection. It's the Primed and Ready Reviving and Anti-Fatigue Illuminating Primer in Cool Rose. I think I'm going to get rid of this just because, first of all, I've had it a very long time, probably like over 2 years. It is like a light pink, like, it's not really like glittery though or illuminating, to be honest. It is kind of just like a cream, so I wouldn't really even call it particularly illuminating, so I don't know, I just don't want it. It's going, I don't want it. Next thing is from Max Factor. It's the Facefinity All Day Primer, and it's also got SPF in it, and I feel like I've definitely had this one for quite a long time. It has to have been over a year, and I don't feel like I've reached for it much, and it's more of the kind of moisturisey sort of one. It's not particularly like soft or particularly illuminating, so I'm kind of on the fence about this one. I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not. Don't really reach for it, and like honestly I don't really remember if it like does a good job. Like, does it reduce pores? Does it keep my makeup on longer? I mean, I wouldn't say it's particularly like velvety and soft. I kind of feel like with primers, I either want it to be super velvety and soft so that it like reduces my pores, or I want it to be like super like illuminating so it gives me some radiance. And this one I'm just not sure if it does either of those. I mean, like, if it doesn't do that but it makes my makeup last longer, then I guess that's okay, but I just don't really remember, so I'm not sure. I can't decide with this one. The fact that I just have so many primers is making me want to get rid of this. Like, if I'm on the fence, I probably should just get rid of it because, I mean, it's not like I'm going to run out of primer anytime soon, is it? This thing is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay, the Bronzing Beauty Balm. I don't even know if this technically counts as a primer. I think it's, I mean, I guess it is because it's like an illuminating cream that you'd like put under foundation. I got this in a cohorted beauty box. I think it was like my first one. This one is very bronzy. This is probably more suited for people with like a darker skin tone. What I do like to do with this is mix it with a more kind of like light illuminating cream and then use that as like a kind of glowy primer. But I do actually quite like this because I am like so pale, so it's kind of nice to have something that makes me look a bit bronzy. I feel like once you blend in, it's fine. Obviously, as you can see, it's super like orangey, but that's why I like to mix it with something lighter. But I do quite like it, so I'm definitely going to keep it. This one I'm not sure about either. This one's the L'Oreal Paris Nude Magique Blur Cream. It's a universal soothing perfector. I think this is more so meant as like a kind of pore thing. This one definitely is really soft. I think I will keep this actually, just because it's soft, but I definitely need to use this more just to really see if it does actually help with my pores at all. But I do really like the texture of it. And obviously it's like a colour, but it kind of like goes translucent once you blend it in. So I think I will keep this actually. I definitely have had this a long time though. This one I'm definitely going to get rid of, first of all, because there's like barely anything in it. This is the Barry Flawless Colour Correcting Primer. This is probably one of the first primers I bought. And like, I don't even think it was that good, although, I mean, I've used so much of it, so I must have liked it at some period in my life, but I don't know. It's just bleh. I don't want it. I don't want it. This next one is from Sleek. It's the Control, Shine and Prime Oil-Free Mattifying Primer. I feel this is very similar to the L'Oreal one. It's kind of the same sort of thing. Oh god. Something just splattered off there. This one's also very old. It just, yeah. I feel like this is the exact same thing as the L'Oreal one. It kind of has the same sort of colour, the same texture, and the same sort of soft feel. So like, I don't really feel like I need both of these. And I don't know, I just never reach for this, so I feel like if I've got the L'Oreal one, there's no point in keeping this. Okay, so this next one is from a brand called Spackle. Oh wait, no, it's Laura Geller, but it says Spackle on it as well. So it's a high-end one. I got this in a cohorted beauty box. A lot of the products that I'll mention throughout this video are from cohorted beauty boxes. So this is the colour correcting wait, what? This is the Colour Correcting Under Makeup Primer Neutralizer. It's like a kind of peachy, orangey sort of colour. To be honest, I don't really reach this a lot, but I kind of don't want to get rid of it just because it's high-end. Like, I don't really understand, like, what it does. Again, it's not particularly illuminating, and it's not particularly, like, soft and, like, pore reducing, so I'm not really sure, like, what it does. Does it? I'm guessing it makes my makeup last longer, but I don't even know. I don't feel like I've used it enough to test that properly. But, I think I'll keep it just because it is a high-end product. That's a really shitty reason to keep something, but I'm going to keep it anyway. Just generally, I think I will keep a lot of high-end products just because, just like your average Joe, if I've got a high-end product that I've spent my hard-earned money on, I mean, technically that was in a cohorted beauty box, so I didn't technically pay full price for it. But if it's high-end, I'm going to kind of want to keep it because it's high-end, because I don't just have money to throw around on things. Okay, so what is this? This is from Revolution. It's the Anti-Shine Balm, and I think I got this in, like, their advent calendar, like, 2 years ago. I never used this. I mean, it does feel quite soft, but I'm just not keeping that because I never use it, and like, it feels really waxy. I'm not even sure what the hell this is, to be honest. Is it a primer? Well, it's an anti-shine balm, so whatever the hell that means, I don't know. I just don't want it. It's going. Bye. This is like an old favourite. This is the No. 7 Airbrush Away Pore Minimizing Primer. I have had this a long time, so it probably is a little bit past its best. But I love it so much, so I'm going to keep it anyway. And I have used quite a lot of it, actually. It's not wanting to come out. But this was like kind of one of the first primers that I tried that I was like, ooh, yes. Like, I was really impressed with it. It's super soft and velvety. I just love how this one feels. I believe it's good at reducing pores. I don't know. I need to test like all these primers out again to like double check these things. But I'm definitely keeping that, even though it is a little bit old now. But this is an old favourite, so I'm keeping it. This one is from Beauty UK. It's the Prime FX Foundation Primer, and I don't even know why I brought this. Like, I did off like full face with Beauty UK, and like I have no idea why I even bothered to buy a primer, to be honest. This one's like a clear gel, I believe, which, I mean, it's a little bit different to what I've got on my collection, but I don't know. I'm not even sure if this does much. It feels kind of soft, but not as soft as like some of the Blur creams I've got. I mean, like, it's I guess, but I don't know. I don't feel very attached to it, to be honest. I'm gonna throw it away. I'm gonna give this makeup, all the makeup that I'm throwing away, I'm gonna like run by my sister and maybe some of my mates at work just to see if they want anything. But other than that, it's pretty much going to be thrown away. So this next thing, this is from Revolution. It's the Pro Base Blur Primer Illumination Base. And I have not used this in a while. I believe it's like got kind of glittery particles in it. This one also is a clear gel like that Beauty UK one, but it's got like sparkle in it, which I quite like. At the same time though, I don't really use this, and I'm not sure if I like the kind of like jelly primers that much. I don't know, do I? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. Right, I'm going to come back to that. I've not decided yet. So I've got the L'Oreal Infallible Anti-Redness Primer. This is one of the like primer shots or something. I think that's what they're called. Got this like I think I got this last month, I'm not sure, but very recently, so I'm definitely going to keep it. And I think it's good to have at least one that kind of anti-redness primer for those days when I'm particularly blotchy, which is a lot of the days. So this one I'm definitely going to keep. This is the 17 Skin Wow Freeway Highlighter Glow and Prime. This is definitely an old favourite. This one I quite like to mix with the Urban Decay Bronzing Balm, just because this one's quite like pale. It's got a sort of like pearly pinky tone to it. I really like this one. It's just super glowy and radiant. Definitely keeping this. Again, I have had it a while, so might be a bit past its best, but I still want to keep it. I want to use it up. Okay, so I've got the Bourjois Sculpt Light Illuminator Strobing. Apparently this is a highlighter. I don't really use like liquid or cream highlighters. They're not really my thing, to be honest, so I don't know. This one definitely didn't work very well as a highlighter if it did, because it's ended up my Prime Joy. It actually looks very similar to the 17 one, but not quite as like radiant. I don't know. I think maybe I should keep this. Actually, it does have a bit of a nice glow to it, so I might keep this. It smells super fresh. Does this have SPF in it? Because it smells like sunscreen. No idea. I haven't really used this a lot, but I think I might keep it and give it another chance. So we're back to the Revolution one, and to be honest, I think I might get rid of it just because, I mean, like, this is what we're left with now, so I've got a lot here. Do I really need to keep this? No, I'm getting rid of it. So this is everything that we've kept, so I feel like this is a bit more of a reasonable amount now. It's still a lot of primers, and I really need to use them more. I'm going to try my best to, like, start using them every day. And I feel like I've got like a kind of variety of kind of like pore filling sort of ones, and then like illuminating ones, and I've got one anti-redness one. So I'm going to shove this back in my drawer, and at the end I'll show you how I organise it. If I do organise it, to be honest, I might just like keep it like this because it fits, it works. These are all of the ones that I'm getting rid of, so I feel like we kind of halved it. Did we half it? I don't know. Let me check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We kept 10 and we got rid of 8, so I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, so we're on to mess. That is foundations. I did at one point have like an organisational structure in the drawer, but I'm just going to get everything out and put it here. This is all of my foundations. Let's empty this basket so you can see it in full velocity. I just have like random lids to things and I don't know what they're for. Thinking about this last night, I kind of would like to organise it in a way so I've got like light coverage in one part of the drawer, medium coverage in one part of the drawer, and like full coverage in one part of the drawer. So I might try and do that, but I won't do on camera. I'll just show you the finished result. But as you can see, we've got a lot of foundations here to go through. First one we've got is the New Look No Shine Mattifying Foundation. This one is in the shade Porcelain. I actually do quite like this foundation, so I'm going to keep it. This is the Manic Panic Dream Tone Flawless Foundation. This is the white one. I haven't reached for this a lot lately. Like, it works fine, but I've definitely had this for quite a long time, so it could be past its best. The pump doesn't work particularly well in it, if I remember correctly. Like, yeah, the pump is just like terrible. Like, I remember now, this is the kind of one where you'll squirt it and it'll go like the complete different direction to where you've squirted it, and then it'll just go everywhere. But I think it is a good foundation, so I don't know, I feel like maybe I should just keep it until it runs out. It's not my favourite white mixer, but I feel like it's decent, so. I've got one of the NYX Pro foundation mixers. This is the white one, and I do quite like these foundation mixers. I think this is like a sort of new one. Yeah, it feels quite full, so may as well keep that. I do think this is a pretty decent white mixer. See, I've got my white mixers like mixed in with my foundations here. The next one is the Freedom Pro Matte Longwear Foundation Matte 02. I don't know about this one because I want to keep this just in case I ever do like a video where I need to kind of like use a cheap foundation. This one really isn't that bad considering it's £2, but in my like foundation ranking video I did put it like kind of near the bottom because it's definitely not like a favourite. I think I might get rid of it actually, just because I think it's probably unlikely that I'm going to do a video like that anyway, so I think I'll get rid of this one, and I have had it a long time as well. Next, I've got a Rather Dirty. I am going to get my wipes out and clean some things, a bit of a mess actually. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. Mine is in Light Neutral 42, and if you can see that I have used a significant amount of it. It is kind of reaching its end. I've had this a very long time, but I'm still going to keep it, even though it's probably expired. Let's just give it a bit of a clean. This is one of those foundations where it's actually a little bit too light for me and a little bit too pink. Even though the shade's like called like neutral, I do think this one leans a little bit more pink, which I'm personally more warm toned, so I prefer it to be more yellowy than pink. I do really like this foundation. I think I ranked it #1 in my foundations of last year, so definitely keeping this and using it up. I think I would buy this again, but I think I'd get it in like a different shade. Like I'd go the second lightest, and I don't know, I'd maybe see if there is a more yellowy one. I'd have to look into it a bit more, but I would buy this again, although it is very expensive. So I've got another white mixer. This is the Obsession one. This is just called Obsession Mixer Whitening. This one does have a little bit of a pink tone, which is slightly annoying. I'd rather it just be plain white. It's a pretty decent mixer, and I think it works better with like more kind of thin consistency foundations, so that's definitely something that's worth keeping it for. I feel like I've just coincidentally picked up all the white mixers first, so this is my favourite white mixer. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage in the shade white, obviously, and I think I am starting to run out of this, so whenever I'm next on Beauty Bay I'll probably get another one of these because I do really like this. It's very thick and it actually has kind of coverage to it, so it doesn't like sheer out your foundation at all, and sometimes it can like almost improve the foundation a little bit. So this is one of my favourites, so definitely keeping that, although I definitely think it's starting to get near the end. So this one is the H&M Natural Satin Sheer Coverage Dewy Finish Foundation, and I'm definitely getting rid of this because it was my like lowest ranked foundation of last year in that video that I did. I really just don't like this. This is just a no. Don't look nice in the skin. Kind of looks like it's separating in the bottle as well. It's just patchy. It's just textured. It's just not nice foundation, and it's also really overpriced. It's like $12.99. I do want to try the other H&M foundation though at some point. I don't remember what it's called, but I will try that one at some point. It's a bit cheaper than this as well. This one is the Rimmel Lasting Finished 25 Hour with Comfort Serum Foundation. A 010 Light Porcelain. I think the shade is a little bit too pink of this one. Let me just double check that. It's not that bad actually. Oh wait, yeah it is. It's very pink toned. I don't reach for this a lot, to be honest, and I think I've had this for ages just because of the bottle's so worn off. And I never use it, so I think I might get rid of this one. I know that Rimmel have brought out like a load of kind of new shades of their foundation, so I don't know if I'll ever try that out, but I don't know. I think this foundation was like, it was okay, but didn't wow me or anything, so I think it's gonna go. Got this Snazaroo Classic Face Paint, which is a white face paint. Obviously it's just somehow ended up in my foundation drawer. It's really dry, right? But once you do get your finger into it, it does like work really well as face paint. It just requires a lot of kind of like building. It's not the best quality in the world, to be honest, but I think I'll keep it for Halloween. To be honest, I don't even know if I want to keep this with my makeup. I think I might just put it somewhere else in my room. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put this aside. Next, I've got the Lottie London Selfie Ready Medium Coverage Matte Foundation in the shade Ivory. And this isn't a bad foundation, like it's alright, but I never really reach for it. It's also quite old. I've definitely had it a while. It's definitely got the right undertones. It's definitely more on the yellowy side. I don't know if I want to keep this or not now. I think I might get rid of it. So next I've got Dermacol, the makeup cover, and I've got the shade 208. And I think I will keep this one. It is a pretty good foundation. Probably is a little bit old now. And who even knows if this is legit? I got it off of Amazon, so hopefully I actually got a legitimate one. It is really good coverage. Like, it's amazing coverage. This is a pretty good foundation, to be honest, so we'll be keeping it. I've got the Revolution Pro Full Cover Camouflage Foundation in F1. I only got this like a month or so ago, so definitely keeping this because I really liked it. That is just a no-brainer, keeping that one. Next I've got a L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Stay Fresh Foundation. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. It's getting old. It's not my favourite, to be honest. I think I remember it looking a little bit textured actually, so I will be getting rid of this one. This one is from Sleek. This is the Oil-Free Creme to Powder Foundation in Linen 712. This one is actually a pretty good shade, I think. Again, it's really old. I don't really know if I like the whole creme to powder thing. The shade actually is really good for me though. I'm going to get rid of this. I never reach for this. It's going. So next is the NARS All Day Luminous Foundation that I literally got in my last first impressions. I literally got this a couple weeks ago and I really like it, so I'm keeping that one for sure. This is the B Foundation. This is the Flawless Silk one and it's in the light shade N1. I don't really reach this one a lot, but I think maybe at one point I will do like a full face of B makeup or something, so I will keep it for that. And it is a pretty decent foundation. I don't know, it's just not something that I gravitate towards particularly, but I think I will keep this. Okay, so next I've got the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. Mine's in Alabaster, I believe. This is one of my favourite foundations. I really like this one, so definitely keeping it. And next I got the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Long Wear Liquid Foundation. Again, this is one of my favourites as well. This one does oxidize though, so I have to use a white mixer with it, but this one's like really full coverage. And it lasts pretty well as well. Do really like this one, so definitely keeping that. And as you can see, I have used quite a lot of it. I've got one final white mixer. This is from MUA. It's the Custom Colour Foundation Mixer in Lightening Warm. I'm trying to remember what the colour of this is like. This one's actually pretty good because it's got a slight like yellowy tone to it, which, as I've said, I am more on the yellowy side, so definitely going to keep that one. Need to use that one more actually. It's pretty similar to the NYX one, so I need to start using that one a bit more. Just trying to figure out what this lid goes on. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this lid because I have no idea what it's for. Next I got the Bourjois 123 Perfect Foundation, and although this is quite old, I do actually really like this one. The colour's really not great, it does definitely need a white mixer. I don't know if Bourjois has expanded their shade range. I think they might have. I'm not sure if they have in this foundation, but I think some of their base products have a better shade range now. God knows, could just be making that up. But I do actually really like the formula of this foundation, so I will keep it. I got the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer in 008 Porcelain, and this is a pretty good foundation, so I will definitely keep that one. I've also got the Ordinary Coverage Foundation, which is a pretty recent purchase. Got this a couple months back, and I do really like this one, so I will definitely keep that one too. Alright, so this one I think I'm going to get rid of, even though I only bought it recently. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Long Wear Shaping Stick Foundation, and I got mine in the lightest shade. It's in 100 Ivory, and the colour's a little bit off, to be honest. I don't know, I just didn't really like this that much. Let me just have a... I don't know, I much prefer the Makeup Revolution stick, which we will be talking about soon, but I don't know, I just didn't really like this. Part of me doesn't want to get rid of it just because I only bought it recently, but I don't know. What's the point of keeping something if I'm probably like not gonna use it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of it, sadly. So next I got the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, which is a favourite, and I will definitely keep that. The shade of this is also like perfect for me. Really good shade. Really like this, so no brainer, it's staying. I've next got the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick in F1, which is much better than the L'Oreal one. This isn't like my favourite foundation ever. Like, I do feel like it looks a little bit textured on me, but it's also super like buttery and has a really nice finish. But and the coverage is pretty good, so I think I definitely will keep this. Next I got the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte, and this is in 10 Porcelain, and this is super duper old. I think this could be like over 2 years old. There's also barely any product left in it. I did really like this one, but I don't think there's any point in me keeping this, but I probably would buy it again. So next I got Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Full Coverage Foundation in True Ivory, I believe. And I really like this foundation. It's got amazing coverage and lasts really well. So definitely keeping that one. Next I got this Sleek Life Proof Foundation in LP01. The colour of this is a little bit off. It's more on the pink side, and it's a little bit like, it's somehow pink and orange at the same time. It's just a bit off, so I think white mix is needed. I think this kind of adapts to your skin a bit though when you put it on. I will keep this one just because I got it not very long ago, and I do actually quite like the formula of it. I don't really mind if shades are a bit off, as long as like they're okay with white mixer, it's fine. But yeah, I will keep that Sleek one. Oh, so this one I'm not sure if I want to keep or not. So this is this one I got off Amazon for my Full Face of Amazon video. This is the Makeup Professional Colour Correction Foundation from a brand called Leiku. I think it's like advertised differently on Amazon though. I think it was like called Jane Dream or something like that. And this is actually not bad. It's super pale for a start off. It was like £3 as well, so it was super cheap. Let's open it up. Yeah, it's super pale. It's more of a kind of like BB cream. Speaking of which, where is my BB cream? I've just realised I have a Rimmel BB cream, and I think my sisters took it. God damn it. But I would have kept that anyway. Yeah, I forgot to mention, my sister also routinely steals my makeup, so there might be some things missing. Oh, I kind of want to keep this now, just for all those kind of lighter coverage days. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to keep this. Okay, so last foundation is Collection Lasting Perfection. This is one of the newest shades. I think it's like the lightest one still. Yeah, it's Cool Ivory 1. The colour of this is still pretty off, to be honest. It's a bit on the orangey side. But I think the foundation itself is alright, and I only got it recently, so I kind of don't want to get rid of it because of that. Yeah, I think I'll keep it. Is everything we're keeping. I didn't really get rid of an awful lot, to be honest, but I didn't think I was gonna. So I'm gonna shove that back in the drawer and organise it later. This is everything that we got rid of. So to be honest, it wasn't really a lot I got rid of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 8 products we've got rid of here. So next one to concealers, and we've actually got quite a lot here, so this is all of my concealers. It's a lot. Let's get the basket out as well. Wow. This is all of my concealers. Fun. To too much, too much. Right, I'm trying to prop the basket on the edge here so I could put things I want to keep there. Right, we'll probably just start with like the colour palettes. This is the Freedom Pro Artist HD Pro Conceal Palette in light medium. And like, I never reach this. And someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but are they discontinuing Freedom? I feel like they might be. I mean, their products are still on the website, but I don't know, I've heard that they're discontinuing it. So, I mean, this isn't even that bad, like, it's alright, but I don't know. I don't know, like, these shades are good. I don't know, I just don't think there's any point in me keeping this, though. So I've got this sleek colour correcting palette, which looks like that, and again, I never use this. I used it in like a neglected makeup video like a few months ago, and I don't know, these just aren't amazing, to be honest. Like, I think there are better colour correctors out there, so I think I'll get rid of that. I've got the MUA Pro Base Cover and Conceal Kit in Porcelain, which I did used to use quite a lot back in the day. As you can see, I hit pan on like some of the shades, but I don't know, it's not the best really. It's just like your standard kind of cream concealer, don't give the best coverage, but the shades are actually pretty pale, so that's good, but nah, it's going. And the last palette I've got is from Revolution. It's the Ultra Cover and Conceal palette in light, and again, I did probably used to use this quite a bit back at the start of my makeup journey, but I never reach for this now. I think I'm getting rid of it. It's basically I'm getting rid of all the palettes. What's this? This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Concealer. If I remember correctly, it's like pretty much empty. Yeah, there's like pretty much nothing in this, so that could go. But I do remember really liking this. I mean, I must have if I've used that much of it. I think they might have discontinued these as well, which is sad because I actually thought they were pretty good. Got a Max Factor CC Colour Corrector. It's one of the yellow ones. I might as well get the other one I've got while I'm here. Yeah, I've also got the pink one, and I never really use these. I think I've got better colour correctors, so I'll get rid of them. Right, so this one is the Revolution Pro Faux Cover Camouflage Concealer in C1. Definitely keeping that because it's a recent purchase, and I actually quite like it, so definitely staying. This was off Amazon. It's the Fei Yushi Concealer 07, and I never use this, so that can go by. This one is from L'Oreal. This one is the Perfect Match Concealer. It's in the shade 1N Ivory. From what I remember, this didn't have particularly great coverage. It was a bit more on the kind of like light side. The colour's like okay. It's a little bit orangey, but it's okay. And I don't know if I want to keep this or not. I think I'm going to get rid of it just because I don't really feel like there's much point in having like a super light coverage concealer, really, is there? I'm going to get rid of it. We're going to be brutal here. So next I got the NYX Full Coverage Concealer, which I got pretty recently. This one's in Alabaster. Quite like this for cut creases and as well. But it's also a good concealer on its own, and it's also a very nice pale yellowy shade. So definitely going to keep that one. Got the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I got this like 2 Christmases ago. The colour of this is like super orange. And like I don't feel like the coverage of it is like good enough to like warrant keeping it. I mean, I did get it as a present, but it's old. I don't remember the coverage being that great, and it's just really orangey, so I kind of think I should get rid of it, even though it kind of saddens me to throw away something high-end. I think I'm going to throw it away. This is the Maybelline Dream Brightening Booster 01. I think this is the white one, even though it's not actually white, but it's, yeah, it's called white for some reason. Like, it's super pale, but like it's not white. It's like a kind of really light beigey colour, but I don't think I particularly liked the formula of this. I think it was a bit textured and cakey looking, so I don't think I'm going to keep that. I'm going to grab all of my white concealers now. I've got 2 of the Pro HD Longwear White Concealers from Freedom. That's what they look like. One of them I think is like almost running out, and so I got a backup, but I do really like these for mixing with darker concealers, and they also work alright on their own if I'm like going for a really highlighted look. But I definitely will keep those because I like them. Also got the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition White Concealer, and I don't think I liked this quite as much as the Freedom one, but like it's decent. Yeah, I will keep that, but I prefer the Freedom one, I think. And then lastly, I've got the Obsession Correct White Stick, and this one's actually really good, quite thick and opaque, so definitely going to keep that one. I've got two of the Lasting Perfection from Collection colour correctors. These are two of the yellow ones. I think one of them must almost be running out. I think it's this one. I think I might get rid of this one just because it doesn't really seem like there's anything left in it, so I'm going to get rid of the one that's running on empty. But I will obviously keep the newer one because this is one of my faves. I really like this colour corrector. Right, so I've got two of these Soap and Glory colour correctors. The green one is called Kick-Ass All Is Calm Anti-Redness. The yellow one is called Fake Awake Dark Circles Concealer. I think this one's a little bit broken. I kind of want to keep these just in case I ever do like a full face of Soap and Glory video, which I might do at some point. Who bloody knows? But I think I remember these being like actually like not bad. Like that seems quite good coverage actually, that yellow one that I've just put on my hand. So that actually might be worth keeping. And obviously the green one. I think the green one works alright. It's got freaking hair in it. Yeah, the green one actually seems quite thick. I think these do work well from what I remember, so I will keep these actually. Most of my colour correctors are either like yellow or green ones because that's kind of what I use the most for like dark circles, and then like redness because I've kind of got like a blotchy skin and like acne scars and stuff. Okay, this one I think I'm definitely getting rid of. This is from the 17. It's the Miracle Matte Concealer Stick. Don't know what the shade is, but oh wait, here we go. In the shade Extra Fair, and it's a little bit orangey I think, and never use it. Don't know why on earth I would have brought a stick concealer because I like don't really go for stick concealers, so yeah, that can go. Okay, we've got Maybelline Fit Me. This was the new light shade 05 Ivory. Definitely keeping that because I really like it. I still feel like the shade is actually a little bit off, like it's definitely an improvement and it's got the right undertones, but I feel like it could be even lighter if I'm honest, but it works for me. Like I can use it without a white mixer and it's alright, so love the formula, keeping it. Right, I've got all my Obsession ones here. So this is the skin toned one. This is the Conceal Light by Obsession, and I actually quite like this. The shade is like actually pretty good. Like it is quite fair. It's not 100% perfect. Like it could be even lighter, but actually I think these are pretty good. So I'm definitely gonna keep that one. And then I've got a yellow and a green one. I went to use my yellow one like the other day, and like the sponge is kind of like ripped a little bit. So it's a little bit broken, but like obviously it's still usable, so I will keep it, but a little bit annoying. Could be better made in my opinion. But I do really like these corrector ones. So I've got green and banana. Definitely keeping them. Tarte Shape Tape. I'm just trying to close my eyes and pick things out at random now because it's a bit annoying. Because obviously I can't see what I'm picking out and I know what I'm doing. I want more surprise, you know. So I got the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer in Fair, and obviously I love this. It's great, but sadly it is getting near the end. Very sad times. I really love this. I would buy this again, to be honest, so even though it's expensive, I think it's worth it. It's really good coverage and the shade's pretty good as well. I believe it's the lightest shade. Definitely keeping that. We'll use it until it is literally nothing in the tube left. Close my eyes and pick something. Okay, this is the Essence Stay All Day 16-hour long-lasting concealer in the shade 10 Natural Beige. Definitely going to get rid of this, I think. I never reach for it. The colour looks a bit off. It's actually not that bad. Like that could be a worse colour, but I never used this. I don't feel like it was it good coverage? Let me just blend it a bit. I don't know, potentially, but nah. Next I've got the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour, and it will be in the shade C1. And I'm not being funny, right, but I got this like a couple months ago, like I think it was like a few weeks after it came out, and like I feel like I've barely used it, but like there's like no product in here. Part of me thinks maybe my sister's been like sneaking in my room and using it or something, because like I don't feel like I used it enough to like, I'm literally looking in the tube now and it looks kind of empty. Like, this is really good though. I really like the concealer, but like, God, it doesn't really last very long. There's got to be some conspiracy theory here. I definitely did not use this enough for it to run out so fast. Did they send me a dodgy one? Did they send me like a half empty one? Has someone been sneaking in my room and using this? I need to know, but obviously I'm going to keep it until it runs out because I do really like it. Right, so let's go through our NYX ones. So I've got 3 of the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealers. Definitely going to keep the skin toned one. I think this is Alabaster. This is a pretty good colour match, and I do really like the formula of these, so definitely keeping that. The green one works really well, so I'll definitely keep that. The only one I'm debating is the yellow one, just because, first of all, I feel like it's a bit like too much of a strong yellow. I prefer like more pastel-y ones. And, like, I don't remember this like really like covering that well, to be honest. I think I might get rid of it because, like, what is the point in keeping things? Like, yeah, I spent my money on it, and like I think that's why I'm reluctant to throw things away, because I like worked for that money and I've spent it, and especially if I bought it recently. But like, what's the point if you're not really gonna use it? You know what I mean? Get rid of it, to be honest. I've got other yellow colour correctors. As well, finish off with the NYX here. Got the Gotcha Covered one in Alabaster, and I do quite like this one, so that will be staying. With the 17 Stay Time concealers in Extra Fair. RIP 17, by the way. I think they're dying. They're getting discontinued. But I used to love this back in the day. Like, this was one of the kind of first like really pale concealers I found. One of these must be like almost empty. Either that or I just bought 2 at the same time. Well, that one's definitely got product in. As this one. They've both still got product in. I have a feeling maybe I just bought 2 at the same time and I've just been using both of them randomly. But I don't like this as much as I used to, but I definitely think it's worth keeping, especially because 17's dying now. But this was like, these are old favourites. Makes me feel nostalgic. So I will definitely keep those and use them up. Next I've got the Soap & Glory Kick-Ass Blur and Brighten Stick Concealer in Light. And I believe this one's a little bit like orangey. Yeah, not a great colour. Don't think the coverage was all that great either. It's going, I don't use it. Bye. Right, let's go through all the ones that are in jars now. Okay, so I've got the Art Deco Camouflage Cream. This is the neutralizing green one, I believe. This one is like really like full coverage. The only thing I don't really like is the colour is a bit weird, like, and works well as like a colour corrector, but it's weird because it's like beigey, it's yellowy, and it's kind of greeny. It's a bit of an odd colour really. I'd prefer it to be like a different colour, but it's super thick and like really good coverage, so I will definitely keep it. Just wish it was kind of a different colour, you know. If this was like my skin tone, like I would use that so much. This I think I'm definitely getting rid of, first of all because it's ancient, and second of all because I never use it. It's from a brand called JT Shop. It's the White Mineral Concealer, and I got this off Amazon like probably like 2 years ago, and it's super thick and it's probably like completely dry. Yeah, it's really dry. Oh my god, like there's like barely anything coming off here. Yeah, that's just a no-brainer. It's going. It's going. Bye. So I've got the NARS, what is this? The NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer Light One Chantilly, which I literally just bought, and I love it. I think it's great, so I'm definitely keeping that. This is awesome. Like, I've been using this so much since I got it, and I tried it in my first impressions, so I'm definitely keeping that. I will keep this Freedom one. This is the Pro Camouflage Paste. This is CF01. As you can see, I've hit pan on it. There you go. Again, this works well for cut creases, and it's like an eyeshadow base, so I think I'll keep it and use it up, to be honest. Okay, let's just go with the last of the collection ones now. So I've got a green colour corrector. These are all the Lasting Perfection ones. The green one will stay because I like it. The lilac one, I've had this one a long time. I don't reach for the lilac one as much as I used to, just because I prefer green and yellow colour correctors, but this one does work really well, so I can't justify getting rid of that because it does its job. And then I've got the new skin tone one. This is the Extra Fair one that came out recently, which actually is a pretty good colour. It could be even lighter, to be honest, but I really like these concealers, so they're staying. Obviously going to keep my Kat Von D Locket one. This is actually lighter than my skin, which, you know, like most people, they'll use like concealers to like highlight their face and like they'll get something lighter than their skin tone. I can actually do that for once with this concealer, so I definitely will keep this. Most of my concealers are literally just the same colour as my skin. I don't bother with the highlighty thing. I'll have to get white normally, but definitely keeping that. This is really good coverage. I'm definitely going to keep the Urban Decay Naked Skin one. This is pretty good too. Have had this a very long time though. This is the Fair Neutral shade. We'll definitely keep that. I feel like I was critical of this colour when I first got it, but like now, comparing it to some of the other ones I've got. This is actually really pale and yellow tone, so I don't know what I was complaining about. So there you go, that's one of staying for sure. Get rid of this MUA colour corrector. It's the Pro Base Prime and Conceal Correcting Cream, the green one. I mean, I've got enough greens in my collection here, and I don't think this one was the best formula. So yeah, you can go. Bye. I'm actually being pretty brutal with the concealers here. Like, I feel like I've kind of gotten rid of like half of the collection. This one I think I'll get rid of. This is another one of the Freedom Pro HD Longwear concealers. I had the white ones obviously, but this one is, what is this? This is shade L102 Porcelain, and I don't know if you can see, but it's super orangey and yellow. Like, I feel with the white, oh, oh my god, did you see? Like, I feel with the white, I don't know if you just saw that, right? But I literally opened it and like water, like concealery water, just flew out on my hand. What the, like, let me do it again. Why is water coming out? Okay, no question, that one is going. Ew. Oh my god, it smells awful. It smells like really old paint. Oh, that's horrible. What the hell? What kind of nonsense is that? Oh, ew, no. Maybe you should be discontinued, Freedom. What are you doing? I can't believe that. I was not expecting that to happen. Like, it's gone all over this fucking stool now. Ew. It was just water and it smelled like a dying rat. That was fun. I wasn't expecting that. I'm quite glad there's some excitement in this video. Right, the last product is Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. This is light medium. I got this in a cohorted beauty box a few months back. Probably more than a few months, probably like 6 months, I don't know. Okay, like, I would love to try this concealer in a light shade, but it is so orange. Like, I'm sorry, but you should not put concealers in a beauty box that is aimed at like a load of people with different skin tones, because like, this will probably work for a few people that get those boxes, but a lot of people, that's gonna be way too light or way too dark. So part of me wants to keep this just because I do have some like white concealers in there. I think I will keep this just because I have got white concealers and I can mix it with that. I mean, I don't really like doing that. I'm gonna keep this just so I have a purpose for my white mixes other than just highlighting. So I'm gonna keep it, and also because it's Too Faced and I got it in a cohorted beauty box, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay, we're done, I think, unless anything's fallen on the floor. This is now all of our concealers. That was a good condense, I think. That was a good one. And this is everything we're getting rid of, so I think I did a pretty good job there. It was pretty brutal. I got rid of 19 concealing products in total, which I think's pretty good, and I feel like I probably have about 20 left, so yeah, we did definitely half of that, so well done me. Very brutal. Okay, so we are on to the last part, I think. I don't know actually, because I might do my brushes as well. This video is going to be so long. Imagine if I did my whole makeup in one video. That would be like 4 hours long. So we are now on to powders. Right, let's get the powders out. This is all of my powders. Why on earth have I got a lip balm here? That's not where you belong. This is well old. This is like definitely over 2 years old from Lush. Why am I putting a lip balm on? I've got a lipstick on. Have I? I don't even know. So, I've been having problems with powders lately. I just feel like everything looks dry, cakey, and awful on me. Like, it never used to, I swear, but like the last like few months, everything just looks horrible on me. But I still need the powders because otherwise my makeup won't stay on, so I kind of just use them, but like, my skin looks okay, and like some powders are better than others, obviously, but I don't know. This is all my powders. Is this even a powder? This is from Soap & Glory. This is the Glow All Out Super Luminizing Highlighting Powder. So this isn't even a setting powder, is it? What is this? Like, it's pink? Does it glow? It looks like I've barely touched it, so I don't know what to do with this. Like, what is the purpose of this? Can someone tell me? Like, is it a highlighter? Because it doesn't look particularly highlighty. But if it's a setting powder, is it just going to make me look pink? Like, is there any point in me keeping this? Like, what do I do with it? I feel like if I set my whole face with this, I would just, like, look like a marshmallow. Let's get rid of it, because I don't know what the fuck it is. Okay, right, so I have this pot, and then I've got the RCMA, oh god, YMCA, the YMCA powder, that's not what it's called. The RCMA No Colour Powder, it's the, like, translucent one, the white one. And I've got the pot here, obviously, and then I've got, like, just a random old moisturiser tub that I put a load of the powder in. Mate, I don't even know if I like this. Like, I need to try this some more. But, I don't know, I feel like loose powders, like, the majority of them I just don't like, but I still buy them for some reason. Like, I'm obviously going to keep it because, like, I feel like that would be a YouTube sin to throw away the RCMA No Colour powder or whatever. Yeah, let's keep that. Wait, I need my thing back. A lot of the powders I'm going to go through here will be ones that are, like, almost done, so I feel like if they're almost done, I should just throw them away, because it's really hard to get your brush into the pan when there's, like, barely anything left. Okay, so I'm going to keep the RCMA one, even though I don't even know if I like it, but I feel like I need to try it out more before I could, like, justify throwing it away. This one, do I want to keep this? This is from Laval, which I got off Amazon. It's called pressed powder, and it is, oh wait, creme powder? This ain't creme. This ain't creme. This is white, obviously. It's got a bit, like, textured in the pan. Like, I think it's okay. I'm getting rid of it. I don't want it, okay? I just don't want it. I think I've got another white powder from Stargazer, so I'll just keep that one. So this is the NYX HD finishing powder, which I believe has, like, nothing left. Okay, there's, like, barely, like, there's nothing. Okay, and what is in there has fallen apart, so that can go. But I did really like this powder, but it's dead. I think the same for this NYX one too, the no filter. Like you can still see it a bit, but it doesn't work properly. Like, when I put my finger in it, it's like nothing's coming off, so I'm gonna get rid of it, because, like, even though there's, like, a tiny bit of product in there, what is in there isn't seem to be doing much. But I did really like this when it was in its prime. I think NYX powders are good, I just go through them so fast. Generally speaking, if I like a powder, I will, like, go through it in, like, a week. That's my problem, and then I just hoard all the ones that I don't use. And this one I'll keep. This is the Collection Primed and Ready Invisible Setting Powder, primed by Witch. There's definitely enough product in there to make it usable, and I think this was alright, actually. I don't know why I don't use that more, so I will keep that. So this is Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot Powder, which I believe is a really good powder. It's the translucent one. I feel like there's, like, barely anything in it, though. Yeah, I'm right, there is, like, barely anything in it, but I feel like there's still enough in there that I could possibly use it. I think I'm gonna keep this, but make it my priority to use this up. Even if I don't have enough to do my full face, I should, like, try and use it to do my under eyes and my eyelids and stuff, because I use a smaller brush to do that, so I'm gonna keep that just so I could do that with it. But this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder, the translucent one. Like, I've barely touched this, but I've had this for ages. I feel like there was something wrong with this, but I kind of don't want to throw away a full powder, you know what I mean? Alright, I think I'm going to keep this for now, and I feel like I'm just going to retry, like, if I have that same issue with some of the other ones I go through, I'm just going to, like, retry them and then decide afterwards whether I want to keep them or not. But I feel like, let's give it another chance, you know. This I think I'm going to have to get rid of, even though I only got it like a couple months ago. This is the Revlon Colour Stay Powder in 820 Light. It's actually a good powder, because I have got another one which I'll probably go through next while I'm here. I've got the translucent one, which was really good, but I think it's run out. This one, as you can see, I've barely touched because it's way too dark for me, but it's a shame because this is actually a pretty good quality powder, because it almost has some, like, coverage to it. I actually really like this powder, and if that would fit your skin tone, get it, but if not, get the translucent one, which I don't even know if they sell that everywhere. But yeah, so this is the translucent one, and I believe there's like, I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this because as you can see there's like a few little bits around the rim, but I don't feel like enough to warrant, like I can't even get a good finger swatch really. See, I would buy this again, except it was pretty expensive, and like I felt like I went through it in like a couple weeks, and I just find that really annoying because when I do find a good powder I go through it so fast, and then it's just annoying to have to keep spending money on something when I'm using it so fast. But I think I might as well get rid of it because there's not really enough that I can put my brush into to get that out. But this is really good, I do recommend it, but a little bit overpriced. Ooh, this one. I'm definitely getting rid of this one. This is from Freedom. It's a Pro Artist HD Pro Finish Powder. I believe this is the one that whenever I used it, like my highlight would not show up. Like, I don't know, I don't even understand. But yeah, I think it was definitely this one. Like, I'd use it and it didn't look amazing, but like it was alright. But every time I went to the highlight one, it just would not show up whenever I used this powder. Like, I would build it up so furiously and like I could not get highlights show up. Like, what's that all about? So it's going because of that reason. I will keep this one. This is the Rimmel Insta Fix and Matte Translucent Powder. I think I've used this a bit recently actually. I have obviously gone through quite a lot, but I may as well just finish this up. It's not my favourite powder, but nothing is at the moment, so may as well keep it, use it up. This one I think I'll keep. This is from Makeup Obsession. It is the large press powder, white finish powder. This isn't my fave. It does kind of wash you out a bit, and it does look a bit cakey, but I feel like I should just give it another shot and try it, you know. Next I've got this one which I definitely will keep as well. This is the Maybelline Matte Maker Powder Classic Ivory. I do feel like it could do with being a tiny bit lighter, but overall the shade isn't too bad. It is more yellow tone, and as you can see I have used a lot of it, so I may as well just finish it up. I actually think the finish of this is pretty decent. What's going on with this one? MUA Skin Define Hydro Powder. Okay, looks like there's barely anything left. I think this was okay, but it's kind of all falling apart as well. I don't think there's any point in keeping it if it's like barely anything in it. You know what I mean? Right, I think I'll keep this. This is the Makeup Revolution Lace Luxury Baking Powder. I haven't used this a lot, but I want to give this another chance. And also I might use it when I do a full face of Makeup Revolution. I don't know. But I feel like I did like it in the first impression, so... And I have issues with baking and loose powders generally, but I will give this another go. I don't want to get rid of that. I don't think the colour is pretty good. I think I'm going to get rid of this one, even though I only got it like a couple months ago. This is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Matte Finish Powder in 205. I liked it when I first tried it, but now, like, every time I've used it, I've just looked orange. Like, it annoys me. The powder itself isn't too bad, but it's nothing amazing, and like, it just makes me look orange when I use it, which is a bit annoying because I don't want to look orange. But like, right, I want to compare this to the Maybelline one. Okay, see, they don't really look that off in colour, but the Maybelline one doesn't make me look orange, but the Maybelline one is a bit more yellowy toned. Like, this one is a bit more like peachy orangey. This one is like more straight up yellow, so maybe that's why that one's okay, but I think I'm going to get rid of this BH one just because like there's no point in keeping it if like every time I use it I look like a tango. I'll keep this one. This is from MUA. It's a Pro Base Prime and Conceal. And this isn't my favourite, but I feel like it's decent, so I may as well just keep it. It's not the most like pigmented, like I feel like you do really have to kind of work it, but it doesn't come out the weird colours. It kind of mostly looks translucent when you put it on, so I may as well keep it and use it up. So I got two of the Milani Prep Set and Go Transparent Face Powders because I accidentally bought two of them, and that one is still looking pretty full. This one I have hit pan on though. These aren't my favourite powders, but like they're okay, considering that most powders look terrible. They're okay, so I may as well keep them and use them up so they can stay. I've got this collection. I've got a collection pressed powder, which again is like very near empty. I feel like I may as well keep it and just use that last bit here though for like under eyes, because I do really like the collection pressed powders. Super cheap, like $1.99 and a really pale colour. So may as well just finish that one off. I got the e.l.f. one, which I bought recently, my last first impressions. This is the clear one. This one actually I quite like. I think this is pretty decent. Again, as I've said, no powder looks amazing on me at the moment, but I think that's definitely gonna stay. I think I might get rid of this one. This is the Collection Illuminating Setting Powder. Again, I feel like this one makes me look orange when I use it. I do quite like the concept of a like setting powder that's like illuminating, but I just feel like every time I've used it, it's made me look weird colour, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I think I'm gonna keep this one. This is Stargazer Pressed Powder White. This isn't like translucent, this is straight up white. So I will keep this, because you can see I have hit pan on it. I think I did used to use this quite a lot. But I just feel like for those occasions where I do kind of want a really highlighted, like, under eye look, I will keep it and use it for that. Or also Halloween white powder. Probably should keep them on for that reason. I think all three of these are kind of recent purchases, but I have issues with all of these. So this one I got from my last first impressions. This is the ASOS Translucent Pressed Powder, and like, I'm not mad about this, to be honest. I do feel like it looks a bit textured and weird on me. I don't want to get rid of it because I literally just bought it and it was like $10.99, but I think I just need to use it a bit more, give it more of a go. If it continues to disappoint me, then it does, but I'm keeping it. Again, this MUA one I got like, not last month, but the month before, and so far I've just not been liking it, but I don't want to get rid of something that I literally just bought. But I used this the other day, and it just did not look good. Like, it looked so textured, so cakey and patchy and weird. Oh, do I keep this or not? I mean, it was only £4, so it's not like a tremendous loss or anything, but I don't know. The colour's actually really good though, that's the thing. You know what, I'm going to get rid of it because so far I've not been able to make it work. I don't really know what I can do differently here, so. This one I want to give another go, even though I didn't like it on first impression. This is the L'Oreal True Match Minerals, the translucent ones. The packaging is dodge. You get like barely any product. It's really hard to get out. And when I tried it, it didn't look the best. It looked a bit patchy and weird. But I want to give it another go, you know, and it was expensive as well, so I may as well, oh fuck. May as well keep it. So this is now what is left of the powders. Did actually get rid of quite a lot there. So these ones will go back in the drawer. There's all the powders that we're getting rid of. We got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 powders. So again, I do feel like I've probably halved it there. So RIP, guys. Okay, now I am desperate to pee, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so to finish up this video, I am just gonna go through all of these brushes. Probably going to keep the vast majority of these, so not much is going here, I don't think, but whatever. I'm going to grab all my Zoeva brushes first, because obviously I'm going to keep my Zoeva brushes. So like a couple Christmases ago, I got like this whole like eye set, so I have like about 10 Zoeva brushes, which are definitely staying in my collection. God knows if I've got all of them there, but bunch of Zoeva eye brushes. What the fuck is on that? Don't you just hate when you get like eyeliner and your concealer brush? No. I'm putting in all in this. This is a really handy little brush container. Would recommend. I have like a cotton bud thing, which I put like my smaller brushes in. Let me get my Real Techniques ones now. I'm gonna keep my Real Techniques Expert face brush. That can stay. I'm going to keep the contour brush, yeah. This one I probably should get rid of because it's actually technically broken. Like, the glue kind of came off the brush, so it's not very sturdy. Like, it seems okay, like if I lightly tug it, it don't come out, but risky business, but I'm going to keep it because I like the brush. I might get some tape to it or something, but it can stay. This is my go-to highlighting brush that I don't even know what it is. Look at all that highlighter flying off. It's from Amazon and it was super cheap, but it works really well, so that's obviously staying. A lot of my brushes are just cheap shit off Amazon, not gonna lie. This Real Techniques rip-off set, so I'm gonna find all those ones. This is a really good bronzer brush, cheap thing off Amazon. This is like a kind of flat top brush that can stay. That one works really well for blush, and that can stay. This one I like never use, but I feel like I might as well keep it because it's a decent brush. It would probably work well for like contour, so that can stay. I'm going to keep the MUA brushes that I bought recently, so let me find those. These three here can stay. This can go. This is like a fucking, I don't use it, something off Amazon buy. This fan brush can stay, again. cheap shit off Amazon, but I like it so it can stay. I've been using it more so for bronzer lately. I can go on that one. This big bronzer brush from B can stay, really like that. This used to be my go-to powder brush, the LABT one, but I've had this for like possibly 3 years. So it's kind of past its best, but it's staying. This cheap ass blush brush from Amazon can stay because it's decent. This brush, again off Amazon, I use this to set my face. That's staying. These 3 might as well stay. Cheap shit off Amazon again. Ooh, more cheap shit off Amazon. I've just got so many Amazon cheap shit. They can all stay. I like them. Maybe not that one. What the fuck is on that? I don't know. No, I can stay. These are 2 Makeup Revolution ones. They can stay. I'm not going through these ones like in too much detail because I don't even know what half of them are. But most of them from Amazon. That Barry M one I think can go. 2 of these. That can go. Whatever the fuck that is. That one can stay. This Freedom one can stay. You can stay. I might get rid of the Spectrum one because it didn't work very well. This is the A1. Is that 6 or 0? Fuck knows. It's like a mini fan brush, but like it literally like didn't even work properly. Should I keep this? It was only like $4.99, so it weren't too expensive. Nah, this ain't worth it. I think I'm gonna get rid of that. Concealer brush. Real Techniques can stay. Can go. I've got a few like mini Makeup Revolution ones that I think I'll get rid of. Part of me thinks this one was alright. It's a mini Makeup Revolution one. I might keep that because I actually think that one was okay. That one can go. That one can go. That can stay. That can stay. That can stay. That can go. Stay. You know what, I'm going to keep that one. That can stay. Those 2 can stay. The ones aren't really that good, so they can go. Okay, so I'm only getting rid of these few of my hands. Everything that's staying, so as I said, I didn't really get rid of a lot there, just a bunch of random brushes that I just don't want. Okay, so this is what my brush collection looks like now. Not much of a change, but you know, it'll do. And I'm getting rid of the pot, so hey ho. Okay, so that is everything for this video. I'm just gonna organise my drawers that I have been through and then show you them, and then we'll be done. I've kind of roughly organised these drawers again, so I shall just quickly go through everything. So, primers. So I basically just put all of the kind of radiant, glowy ones on this side. Then in the basket I've put the kind of pore filling ones, and then kind of miscellaneous, the green one and the spackle one. Very simplistic. So this is my foundation drawer. So in this basket at the front I've put all of the kind of like medium coverage foundations. Then at the one behind it I've put all the kind of full coverage foundations, so there's not as many obviously. And in this corner here I've put like light coverage, so I've only got 2 there. I do have a Rimmel BB cream that will go there once I get it back off my sister. And then at the front here I've just got all of my white mixes, so that's what it's looking like overall. And then in the concealer drawer, so I've basically just got it in 2 sections. So in this here, in the basket I've basically put like all the kind of like skin tones, just regular concealers. The only thing that's not really my skin tone is the Born This Way one, but obviously I would use a white mixer with that. And then on this side I've put all of the colour correcting concealers as well as the white ones. So I've started with the kind of yellowy ones there, then we're going to the greens, and then there's one lilac, and then all of the whites. So that is my structure for that drawer. For powders, I've put all of the powders that I want to use up, the ones that are kind of on the last legs or are getting there, in this bit here, so I know to reach for these powders the most. And then pretty much everything else is here. I've put all the kind of loose ones towards the back, and all of the kind of filler powders that aren't on my priority to use up are there. I feel I've done a pretty good job so far at condensing, so that'll be it for this video, which is probably like going to be a freaking hour long when I edit it down. And I will see you for part 2, which will probably be up the next day. Bye!